Hey, how y'all doing this morning? Hopefully the camera shot right. But what I'm gonna talk about this morning is P&S how they dispatch the freight from my understanding and what I know about it. Like they go by the hours that you got, and then they give you loads within that area depending on where you're at. You may have anywhere from 2 to 5 options. Since I've been here, I usually average 2 to 5 options. Every now and then I get in a place where they only have like one option. Of course, if they got one option at the time, you either got to take that load to get you in an area where it's got more options or something like that. And a lot of times, if you don't get unloaded early in the mornings, the less options you have. Say, for instance, say if you get unloaded at 2 o'clock, you're going to cut your options off. You ain't going to have, 4 or 5 options to choose from then, because there's not many places that that load up after 3 o'clock. So most places, if you can't get there for 3 o'clock, they're not going to load you. Unless you get to a place, there's a couple of places that that load the 5, or you go to a place that load 24/7, or you're in an area where there's preloaded trailers. Say for instance, if you're in a location that has a USG or something, right? They may be able to get you a USG load that's preloaded in that area, or say if it's a James Hardy plant, something of that nature. So if you got something like that, they'll give you something like that. So pretty much that's how it go. And far as me just tip, I know my lane. So what I do is, if I go to a particular area a lot, I write down all the shipping information and what the load pay me and everything. That's how I determine what lane I want to stay in and run. Because then I know when the rates go up, when they paying me more, and when they paying me less for running the same stuff, because I go to that same location over and over and over and over. So I know round about what the load pay. So that's another thing that to keep in mind, that sometimes just running the highest paid load don't be the best options for you, especially if it's running out of your lane and you ain't going there that much. Sometimes you have to do it, but for the most part, stay in a particular area and just run that. But if you're a OTR person and you staying out 2-3 weeks and stuff like that, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever your preference is, it don't really matter. Then you can just grab whatever load that's paying the most, that take you where you can get a good reload, and you're gonna do good. And what I've noticed over the last 4-5 weeks with P&S, the loads rate is going up a little bit, so it probably gonna go up even more. And with us getting paid on percentage, that's making you getting paid more on the load. Like, say for instance, a load that I was getting in October was paying like $1,800, and now that load paying $2,400. Stuff like that. So when you run these lanes, you will be able to see, because when they give you a load, when you accept that load, it's gonna tell you it's gonna have a price of it. It's gonna say, well, $1,400, $800, and then you take your 27% out of it. And then if they paying you for TARP pay, cause TARP pay is $40. So you do the 27%, and then put the TARP pay on that. That'll be what you making or whatever. So that's how that go. And what else I got to say about that? when picking that freight. Yeah, and if you're not familiar with certain stuff and you want to haul it anyway, you know, they got a securement book. I got that in my, I think I showed you. They give you that in orientation. So you got a securement book, and then you can call them, and they'll tell you how to, it'll be somebody that'll construct you to help you after you done took the training, securement training or whatever. And then if it's another driver there, you got drivers, don't be afraid to ask people out there like, man, hey, I don't quite know how to scrap this down or whatever the case may be. Most of the time, it's somebody out there to help you do that. And then you can, of course, go to YouTube and key it in. And sometimes it'll pull up that in reference to that. Or you get with a fellow driver that know what they're doing and ask them questions, man. A lot of times they'll let you know. A lot of these old drivers, that's how I learned, you know, a lot of the stuff that I learned out here. I learned from another driver. Drivers be like, hey, try this, you know, and if it worked for me, I add it on in. You know, that's how you go about doing it in. And when you picking your lanes and freight that you like to run, and, you know, hey, once you know what's around you, where you delivering and where you picking up, you can always have an idea of what your money gonna look like before they even give you a load. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much know when you get down to Florida. Most of us drivers that go down to Florida, they know we pretty much know we're gonna load out of maybe 3 spots in Florida, or we're gonna have to deadhead into Georgia. That's pretty much how the game go with, you know, going into Florida. See, but when you get into Georgia, you got a plethora of things to choose from when you're in Georgia. And then like in South Carolina, you're going to pick up some lumber. You may pick up some steel, stuff like that. You may pick up some equipment. You know, just knowing the area that you're in. So that's pretty much it, man. I hope that helps some people. And like I said, if you find this information valuable, put a comment. If you know more than me, you got some good information, drop it down there or in the comments. Somebody be looking and read. Because like me, you know, I'm always looking for good information that's going to help me. You know what I mean? So just drop it down there in the description, man. I mean, drop it down there in the comment thing, you know. If you know something that'll help us drivers, you know, hey, that's what it's all about. Us helping one another. And like I said, I'm gonna leave my recruiter information down in the description. If you're looking to come over to P&S, come on over here with me. And hey, welcome aboard. If they say yeah, you know, come on over and make this money. You know, hey, they paying my bills. I ain't got no complaints for it. All right, y'all be safe. Peace.